Have you ever noticed that sometimes thinking too hard can make you worse at a task? Recently, our research has found that large language models like ChatGPT share similar overthinking failures. Here's the brief explainer on our new ICML paper. Mind your step by step chain of thought can reduce performance on tasks where thinking makes humans worse. In the past few years, large language models, or LLMs, have quickly made their mark on the world. They can solve puzzles and reason about complex mathematics using what's called a chain of thought. This chain is the model's text-based step-by-step reasoning it generates before providing an answer. In many tasks, chain of thought boosts performance. It helps the model think in a structured, methodical way. However, we find that chain of thought can also drastically harm performance on certain tasks. And some of these tasks are the exact same ones where verbal thinking hurts human performance. Let's explore the first example, learning hidden statistical patterns. Humans are naturally good at picking up hidden rules, such as finding common patterns in strings of letters and identifying if another string follows those same patterns. But when people try to describe these rules verbally as they go, their accuracy drops. Surprisingly, LLMs show the same trend. When they use chain of thought for this kind of intuitive task, they perform significantly worse than if they just guessed directly. Up to an astonishing 36% worse for OpenAI's O1 preview compared to a direct zero-shot prompt. So why does this happen? Psychology suggests that reasoning out loud actually nudges you and the model to search for a neat, definite rule. But that gets in the way of absorbing patterns that aren't easily described by language. The next example is face recognition. If you've ever tried to describe someone's face in words, you know it's hard. Interestingly, people become worse at identifying the person afterward. Our experiments found that vision language models also falter after they produce verbal reasoning. Instead of comparing faces visually, the model's chain of thought distracts them from visual details, leading to lower accuracy. The third case, learning data that contains exceptions. Imagine you're trying to categorize vehicles. Most of them fit a simple rule, like if it has 4 wheels, it's a car. But some exceptions break the rule. When people think aloud while they learn, they latch onto those easy, rule-based generalizations and get stuck. The same holds for LLMs that use chain of thought. They try to generalize too broadly and ignore scattered exceptions, causing them to take up to 331% more tries to learn the correct labels for every item. But there are also tasks where humans are handicapped by overthinking and models aren't. For instance, humans might miss logical inconsistencies if they're busy inventing explanations. However, LLMs are able to borrow knowledge in logic to formalize the problem during chain of thought, helping them catch a contradiction. Or consider tasks requiring visual or motor intuition, like figuring out how water tilts in cups. Humans benefit from mental imagery, but LLMs simply don't have that same mental picture. Finally, tasks that overwhelm human memory, like considering dozens of apartment features, can be handled by bigger models whose large context windows help keep track of everything. That means chain of thought can actually boost performance. So what's the takeaway? Chain of thought is not a one-size-fits-all fix. Yes, it can do wonders for math and deliberate reasoning tasks, but chain of thought can also backfire on tasks, mirroring cases where humans also fail when they deliberate. So what is the best approach? Tailor the strategy to the task. When subtle patterns, perception, or exceptions are important, it might be wiser to just prompt directly. Our paper reveals how thinking out loud can sometimes trip you up, whether you're human or an AI. Understanding why helps us deploy chain of thought more thoughtfully, harnessing its benefits while avoiding its pitfalls. If you're interested, please check out our paper, and thank you for watching.